You're listening to Big World Network.
Amazing Grace, Episode 8. Written by James Hellvig, read by Meagan Hedin. Cortez disappeared soon after their encounter with Hector. Well, mostly. His severed hands hanging from the door handle of Tammy's vehicle had been a clear enough message. A gruesome hands off. Matt called initially, asking blunt questions about the discovery, but there wasn't any evidence to follow up on. That part of the message was clear as well. This was the work of a cold professional. 3 weeks passed without further incident. Passing the bottle to her shivering companion, Tammy smiles in remembrance of the hectic schedule she keeps. Gotta call Anna and Dale. There's the training schedule, home contacts, fund solicitation, counseling appointments, and working this cover. Come on, Charlie. Put the damn bottle down long enough to breathe. Annoyed, she reaches up and snatches the liquor bottle back, complaining loudly. If you're gonna be a hog, get your own. Charlie grins goofily at her, his eyes glassy and slurring his words. "'Scuse me, I thought you was finalized with it." Harumping loudly, Tammy replies, "It's okay, it's cold." Leaning closer to the inebriated man, she adds, "I know a warm place. Want to go?" Squinting at Tammy, who he only knows as Sadie, Charlie answers, "Where's a place?" Knowing that a lot of the homeless avoid the shelters, she tells him honestly, expecting resistance. "That big church on 43rd. I know somebody," she whispers loudly. Charlie's features scrunch up in concentration, and he nods. "This might be good. I needs to get right again, 'fore I kill that sumbitch." Hearing the vehemence in her companion's voice, Tammy's concern sharpens as they struggle to their feet. "What sumbitch?" she asks. Charlie's face is stone cold as he replies steadily, "That sick bastard who's hurting those kids." The sharply stinging wind blows through the pair's clothing. Tammy doesn't even register the elements due to the icy fist that's squeezing her heart. The pager awakens Mother Steel with its angry buzz. Holding it at arm's length, she reads the coded message and relaxes slightly. "She's not injured. Thank you, Lord. Move it, old woman. She's probably waiting at the door." Slipping her feet into slippers and shrugging on a heavy, well-worn robe, Mother Steel slips the lightweight taser into her pocket, feeling slightly silly but comforted by its presence. Tammy's insistence on training the church staff had irritated her at first, but she'd come to realize the younger woman's point. He helps those who help themselves. Sighing aloud, Mother Steel mutters as she hurries to the basement's rear entrance. "Moving mysteriously again, my lord. You think by now I'd be used to it." Tammy begins stripping off the layers of her Sadie persona, while Mother Steel pushes the large, lined trash can closer to the head of the cot where Charlie's scrawny form lies snoring. The older woman turns to watch Tammy's startling transformation, before motioning her to leave the small storage room. Softly, Tammy closes the door behind them and follows Mother Steel down the hall to a mini-kitchen used by the staff. They sit at the table across from each other. With Tammy's heavy coat draped on her chair and her Sadie wig on the table, she smiles at her friend's bemused expression. "Different, isn't it?" Tammy says, removing her fake heavy eyebrows and carefully taking out her teeth overlays and cheek expanders. "Amazing. I don't suppose you'll tell me where you learned to do all this?" Mother Steel asks. Squeezing her hand, Tammy shakes her head, replying, "No. You're the only person I've let see me like this. To make a cover work, you have to stay consistent. New things, new people, any changes in one's surroundings bring suspicion. I wouldn't have brought Charlie here if it wasn't important." Tammy stands, stripping to her thermal underwear. She stuffs everything into a large trash bag. Holding up a small electronic fingerprint scanner, she continues, "If my gut feelings are correct, Charlie's a veteran." She pauses, running a hand through her tightly bound hair and sitting back down with a thump. One who intends to kill a neighborhood pedophile. Mother Steel watches what must be obvious anguish etched in Tammy's face. Standing, she comes around to kneel at Tammy's side, asking gently, "There's more, isn't there?" Tammy's fists clench, and she turns slowly, her haunted eyes locking onto Mother Steel's worried face. In a barely audible voice, she answers, "If I'm right, and Charlie tells me who this guy is, I don't think I can keep from killing the bastard myself." Tears slowly track down Tammy's grime-smeared face. Mother Steele takes her head gently and pulls her close, hugging her. As silent sobs rack through Tammy, Mother Steele rocks her, whispering, "Never more than you can bear, dear. I am with you, and will find a way." Tammy hugs the tough nun back, hating her own weakness. Breath hitching, she pulls away, swallowing hard and sniffing loudly. She's surprised by the small grin on Mother Steele's face. Reaching a leathered hand to wipe away a tear from Tammy's face, Mother Steele says earnestly, "Even Batman occasionally needed Robin, dear." She winks conspiringly, then smirks at the sudden snort and chuckle Tammy gives in response. Cocking her head and raising both eyebrows in mock ire, she continues, "What? You think you're the only one that can look good in leather?" Snickering louder despite her best efforts, Tammy replies, "No, ma'am. I was just concerned with what Father Bernard would say." Deadpan, Mother Steele replies, "I suspect it would be ooh la la." In moments the two women are laughing together, foreheads touching. Tammy can feel her tension draining away. "I guess we're even. I got to see her softer side, too." Later, Tammy stares at the computer screen showing the results of her identification scan. Gunnery Sergeant Charles Beck, 19 years of service, numerous awards including 3 Purple Hearts and a Silver Star. Last duty assignment, Iraq as a Scout Sniper Platoon Sergeant. Medically retired in 2002 after a roadside bomb destroyed one of his kidneys. Shutting the machine down, Tammy sighs, glancing at the clock. Reveille was going to be an adventure today.
You're listening to Big World Network.